So there is the act already makes a provision. If you are an employer and you don't follow the act and you are caught wanting or you are found wanting, there is a penalty on that organization.
I was just going to ask that. So what is the penalty?
The penalty is, number one, the penalty has been made even more stringent. In the past, you just pay a fine. Right now, you pay a fine. I don't know what the amount is now because it has been upped. Number two, you will pay the employee that you have shortchanged. The employee has worked for you from January 2025 till April 2026. You've not done anything for them, and they have been in your employment. So when the National Pension Commission catches you, you will pay fine first of all as an employer, and then the staff that you have shortchanged, you will pay what you owe them, and then PENCOM will calculate what is the return on investment that they've lost, and that employer must also pay it.
Wow.
So it's all about protecting Nigerian workers, whether in the formal sector, informal sector, private sector, or in the government sector.
So it's a situation of Nigerians not having information, because many people do not know what you've just said. We have a lot of employers of labor, a lot of people in the private sector who are not complying with the act. So
when you say private sector, you might still be talking about bigger entities. I'm talking small and medium enterprises.
I'm talking bigger. We have bigger entities who are not complying.
That won't even give employment letters.
Do you understand? So let's not even go to the legal angle. Let's not because, like you said, they won't even give you employment letters. So can they be held accountable without?
Oh yes, it is absolutely dangerous for them to do things like that, because once the National Pension Commission, and I know the new DG is very, very passionate about these things. Once PENCOM starts 100% enforcement, a lot of companies will be found wanting and they will pay a lot of fines. So no matter how big you are, even if I had a conversation with an owner of a crèche. Her problem was she wanted to pay the pensions, make remittances, but the staff were like, no, madam, this 8% that you are deducting from my salary, just give me my phone number. So you see, there's that problem here.
Yeah.
And the staff don't understand that this 8% in 10 years, when you no longer work for 20 years, you will see that you have saved 10 million, 15 million without even doing anything. And then your 10 million, because your return on investment has become 20, 30. When I was in pensions, you'll see an individual with 20 million, 24 million as a balance. If you look at the statement of account and see what was the actual contribution from that 25 million, maybe that individual contributed only 11. The 14 on top was return on investment, because you can't touch the funds. Every year returns get compounded into the account and reinvested. So those individuals, staff that think they are being shortchanged now, they want that money now, selling their future essentially.
So what about organizations that are owing their staff salaries? Because that's
no, it's double wahala.
Because if say for example now you that particular month you weren't able to break even for small establishment and you've not paid their actual salary. So how do you do contributory pensions for the staff if you've actually even paid them the salary for the month?
That's a big issue. That's a very big issue. And sorry to say, let me not spoil federal government's work. Federal government also has that problem. Some organizations, MDAs, have issues when it comes to remitting monthly or on time. You will see some cases where there's backlog of 6 months remittance, and then the organization, when they get cash flow, they send in 6 months at once. However, the staff has lost returns on investment for 6 months. So that is also an issue in the industry, not just for the small private sectors. Even MDAs have those issues.
So those under IPPIS, do they have these issues?
Yes.
Is it not deduction not from source?
So IPPIS issue is, so there's Again, complications.
Sorry, the reason I'm asking because someone met me, two of my colleagues have met me who are on the same level with me to say, and we are with different pension, PFAs, and we've been working for the same number of years, but their
balances are lower than yours, or yours is
mine
higher
is
than
10 times higher than them. So they are wondering what is the issue, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. You have to go. I don't know what to do. So what really is the issue with that?
Okay, so for IPPIS, it's a special case. It might be that those friends of yours have registered for two pins. Pins means the RSA account numbers. Or, so if you just register for two pins and you don't give IPPIS the correct one, they will be remitting to a different one. Or during registration for IPPIS, you wrote the name of the PFA that doesn't correspond with the account number. Let's say you're under IBTC pensions, but your PIN number is IBTC pensions, but the name there is saying Access Pensions. So your money will be sent to a different PFA, and they can't use it because they don't know this individual. They keep it in an account with CBN. It just stays there until they're able to resolve these things. So IPPIS has been trying as much as possible to clear these issues. So what those individuals need to do again, because IPPIS is doing for everybody. If you are affected by this, my colleague's salary or my colleague's pension is higher than mine, go to IPPIS. See what records they have for you. Go with your, they call it pension certificate or welcome letter. This is the evidence that I belong to this PFA. This is my account number with the PFA. IPPIS, what do you have for me? You check, you correct it, and you give them a copy of that letter. All their payments has been sent, is hanging somewhere. So IPPIS will now look at their records. Who did we send this person's money to? You write it at PFA. This is the correct one. Send it. The only issue is they've lost time and that returns. So they will never catch up to you.
Okay.
It is absolutely important to follow your pensions. See if your contributions matches your grade. If your contributions are even coming in, and go to IPPIS and correct it. Go yourself. Be the bridge between IPPIS and your PFA. Yes.
In case you've just tuned in, it's the Walk to Talk show here on Capital FM 92.9, and we are discussing the proposed mandatory pension scheme. So it's now time for you to join the conversation. Call 0916 3150,000 or 0745 3538 929. I saw a call coming earlier, but we still wanted the guests to talk a little bit more. So if you're listening to me, now is the time for you to call and be a part of the conversation. So yes, we'll get right back into it. So given the current economic realities, right, including inflation, is it realistic for informal workers to commit to long-term pension savings?
Informal workers, yes.
Sorry, before you answer that, let's take this call. Hello?
Okay, good morning.
Oh, good morning, sir.
My name is Manny from Nigeria.
Please go
Yeah,
ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Manu.
Yes, this contributory pension is sometimes not clear to most agencies of government, the way it's practiced, if at all we copy from other places. You just ask a question. 6 months, the staff part was not paid, and later you pay, and he loses the investment. That investment is to the public that he loses. He also loses the one within the office. You have not found a way of paying him back or adding that interest. Does it make sense? He has been working. Also, we have not considered, maybe this talk will make those people that brought up this matter to also go back to review. A staff who is contributing on, say, assistant director level and has already got the promotion. You have not released the promotion. 1 year, 2 years, maybe when you finally come, you backdate it. The amount you would have contributed for that person in starting from that other year is not also remitted. the letter comes out, has he not also violated the benefit for that staff? Probably would have been the director since 2 years ago, a year ago, and maybe whatever held up. And when you are now giving him his letter, you have not gone back to that aspect of his contributory that supposed to have been added. So you get the staff loose both outside and within. If we must review, I beg we look into this. Have a wonderful day. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, as you were saying.
Yes, I was saying to help Mr. Emmanuel. Again, if things like this happen, make sure that you carry your pros. Don't wait for the PFA or IPPIS or anybody to do it for you. Walk up to your PFA. I am not receiving my monthly statements of account. They're supposed to send it to you via text message and email. Look at your statement of account. Look at your payslip. Your payslip mentions your deduction. Does it match what is on my statement of account for my PFA? If not, quickly go up to your HR or accounts. That's your first level of complaint. Complain there. Then, if nothing is done, move on to IPPIS themselves or your PFA or even to National Pension Commission. National Pension Commission loves individuals working up to them and giving them these issues so that they will spotlight you and try to clear it for you. Yes. So please, watch and follow your money when it comes to pensions so that you don't lose time value. That's what I wanted to say to you.
Okay, so public trusts, before you addressed him, before the call came in, you were answering the question about whether it is realistic for people in the informal sector to contribute to pensions.
Yes. So yes, it is because again, you are doing it for yourself. You might say, I'm just making 1,000, 2,000 naira a day, and how much will I remove from that 2,000? I never chop finish, I want me to remove. But if you look at it long term, you are 20, 25 years old. You are a cleaner, you are a clerk in the office. You are under contract, you are not pensionable. The Pension Commission has brought out the micro pensions where you can register yourself. In fact, now the age for opening accounts was 16. Now PENCOM has said even your 1-day-old baby, you can open pension accounts for them. Why? So that as you start contributing, the compounding interest and profit, before we hit 20 years, 30 years, that money will become very significant. So even if you are in the informal sector making 1K, 2K, please try to open micro pensions account, close your eye and save 500 naira a day. It's going to pay you in 10, 15, 20 years. You'll be shocked at the amount you have in your RSA. Yeah.
Okay, public trust remains a concern due to past pension issues. So what steps do you think can be taken to rebuild the confidence in the system?
Okay, recently the PENCOM DG had a meeting with TUC and other trade unions, and they told them and expressed the vision of the new commission, or the new leadership of the commission, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to safeguard, what Mr. Emmanuel said now, how they're trying to safeguard people's pensions, how they're trying to make sure pensioners are paid on time. One major problem, especially with the MDAs, is because of backlog of pension payments. Especially for people that started work before 2006, your money is split into two. One is with the federal government old scheme, the other part is with the PFAs. So before you retire, they have to be merged. And monies have to be collected from the pocket of the accountant general, given to your PFA. So sometimes it takes a long time, 1 year, 2 years. Now PENCOM has made it, I think 8 months or 6 months after retirement, they make provision for it. And that is why the Pension Protection Fund is being activated. It has been there in the Act since 2014. Now it's being activated, and a bond of, I think, 700 billion naira is going to be raised and put in there. So that, number one, it clears accrued rights. What I just mentioned is called accrued rights. Your rights from the previous scheme. I think the size of that accrued rights is around 200 billion. The second component of that 700 billion naira fund is enhancement. Once you are on pension, you retire, after a while, because of the return on investment, if you are collecting 20,000, the PFA should calculate how much it has grown by and add on that 20,000 to make it 22, 25, 26, 30.
Okay.
So that 100 billion is going to cater for that. And then there are people that retired in 2007 and below. They are also qualified for enhancements. And what Mr. Ima said, you got in promotion, your promotion didn't kick in practically until 3 years. And then the 3 years backlog was just written off. So this fund is trying to take care of all that, so that at least people will stop complaining and finding the little holes that discourages them from the CPS scheme.
Okay. So you've talked about this pension protection fund. I wanted to expatiate a little more on it, with special focus to the informal sector.
So the informal sector, again, like I said, the pension protection fund tries as much as wants to, as a goal, to make sure pensioners receive a living wage. There are people, yes, so how it works is what you contributed is what you get paid. If you've contributed a 10 million, 20 million, first things first is you'll be paid what is called a gratuity lump sum. A lump sum is between 25% of what you saved to 50%. What it tries to do, number one, is try to give you at least 50% of what you are earning in the past as your salary. First step. Second step, it's supposed to pay you for 15 to 20 years for men, 20 to 25 years for women. They said men die quicker. That's what they said. I don't So, number one, pay you minimum 50% of your wage. Two, pay you for that extended period. Then whatever remains should not be less than 25% of your total RSA balance. Sometimes it goes as much as 50. So that lump sum is given to you first, and then you run your life while you continue receiving funds. So the pension protection fund tries as much as possible to move you from 20,000 that you cannot do anything with, because even minimum wage has grown. So the pension protection fund tries to move people from that small amount that they're earning to at least minimum wage for everybody, so that at least people can live and not just collect it to pay NEPA or pay water bill, and that's all. Especially the aged, they're retired, they can't do anything. So the pension protection fund is actually trying to protect them and give them a living wage.
I'm sure you heard people saying things like, "It's my money. If after I retire, give everything.
Give me all my money.
Let me do what you
Yes.
So, what would you say to that?
I'll give them practical examples. When I was in Bauchi, I was a branch manager in Bauchi. I had a police officer come. I said exactly what you said. Give me my money. I know what to do with it. We gave him, I think that was 40% of his savings as lump sum. It was around 8 million. This is 2014, 2015. 8 million naira was a lot of money then. In 3 months' time, Baba came back that his money has finished. I said, Baba, what did you do? He said he went into business, fish farming. He tried to build his house. It was then that he tried to build his house. It was then that he started learning business. So the thing is, mismanagement is always there. They think they know how to use it, but they actually do not, because you've been sitting down in the office from morning to night. You don't know business, you've not tried it, failed, and know what to do and how to navigate. It is at retirement that somebody tells you, catfish business is good, you are going to make a lot of it. You put all your pension in there. Something happens, as businesses, everything, you lose everything, and then you come back for more. So yes, we understand that people want their funds completely, but how many people have financial management skills?
In wrapping this up, what would you be saying to Nigerians, and how should success be measured to ensure this reform delivers real impact in 30 seconds?
How fast people get paid as a retiree. Immediately you retire, how long does it take for a PFA to pay you? How fast do you get your enhancements? And your employer, are they paying, are they not paying? Are employers being held to account? That is what I'm going to say, the 3 measurable KPIs
Thank you.
for the pension scheme.
Thank you very much. We have been speaking with
our guest on the show this morning, Mr. Zachary Amado, MD, BAS Financial Services, and a pension expert. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
this is